Alright, everybody, let's take a dip in the paddling pool. Kipper the Dog, Season 1, Episode 11. First thing we see is Kipper's back door. I believe this is the first time in the series that they showed the back door. Kipper comes outside and he says, "Phew, it's hot today." How appropriate. It's a really hot week this week here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Standing there by the outside of his wall of his house. Standing there, stretching and yawning. Maybe he just got out of bed, I don't know. Now he turns around and he sees his shadow, plays with his ears, and kind of poses like a skater for a second there, and jumps up and down, and then he stands on his head, and laughs at himself as he wiggles his feet in the air. He eventually gets tired of the shadows, though, and says again, "It's really hot." When we were roasting hot dogs at my cousin's place, it made me think of this. We were eating hot dogs there, and I was thinking pretty soon my podcast will be talking about a different kind of hot dog. Kipper's pretty hot there. So then he goes inside his house and gets what appears to be a glass of orange juice with a crazy straw in it. He's got his blanket too. He takes a sip of his drink, then lays out his blanket. And he lays down on it, and then picks up his glass of orange juice and kind of wiggles around the straw inside it. You can hear it rattle. He drinks the rest of his juice and sighs. He says it's too hot, really. It's a paddling pool kind of day. He flicks the straw once again with his finger and twirls around in his glass. After that, he sits up and says, "Yes, that's it. I'll go get my paddling pool." So yeah, this is the original paddling pool episode, long before Water Everywhere. He's going over to his closet, the same closet that we saw in the tag sale, or the jumble sale, whatever you want to call it. And also, what was the other one? The costume party. He opens it up, and of course it's full of all his toys. This was many episodes before Pig got rid of all his junk. Yeah, there's everything in there. The magician's hat, his books, arts and craft supplies, sporting goods, his kite, the same kite we just saw in the A episode. Some musical instruments. Oh wow, he's got one of those things too with the colored rings that you stack on top of each other. And there on the top shelf, underneath a bunch of boxes and things, you can see the edge of the pool sticking out there. This blue rubber thing with the air valve on it. And he pulls on it, and then down comes the box that was sitting on top of it. Apparently that box had some blocks in it, some kind of colorful shapes. And lots of other stuff tumbles down on top of him too. Everything that was on the top shelf. That's a really big pink toy car he's got there. He's also got these birdies for badminton. There's a puzzle box that came open. I hope he didn't lose any pieces in the process there. And he's got a red bucket on his head, and he shakes it off. Hey, it's another red bucket with a yellow handle, kind of like Pale on Blue's Clues. And bonk! Ow! A baseball lands on his head that just rolled off the shelf. That must have really hurt, because when we dissolve to the next scene, we see Kipper coming outside with his pool, and he's got a bandage on his forehead. Opens up the air valve on the pool and starts blowing. He doesn't have Tiger to help him this time like he did in Water Everywhere. He's gotta blow up the entire thing himself. See, now this is a different pool than they had in that episode. This one's got the 3 layers on it, with the blue on the top and the bottom and the green around the middle. Because in Water Everywhere, it was just one big blue ring with a floor in it, and it had yellow stripes going around. So this is a different one. Apparently he's been blown for a long time, because we dissolved to a little bit later, and he's kind of slowing down. He's about out of breath, but he gets one more big puff in there, and it's all blown up. And Kipper's sweating like crazy. Dogs don't sweat in real life, though, do they? I don't think so. I think my dad told me not too long ago that they don't. Kipper's exhausted. He flops down on his blanket and lies down on it for a few seconds. In case you haven't gathered, this is not the kind of episode that you can just turn on in the background and listen to. Like, pretty much everything is on the picture. Like, there's almost no words whatsoever. It's just Kipper talking to himself. There's no Pig or Arnold or Tiger or Jake or anybody. Kipper's doing this one solo. And we have a quick cut to the garden hose, which is all rolled up on this, whatever you call that thing that you wrap a garden hose in, one of those brown things that looks like a big wheel. We never had anything like that growing up. We always just rolled up the garden hose ourselves and then just hung it up on a hook in the garage. We would bring it in and out. And Kipper's pulling on the hose, trying to get it to unravel. But then all of a sudden, it very quickly starts unraveling, and it all comes apart. And Kipper gets all tangled up in it. Whoa! Sheesh! How long is that hose? I mean, there's like piles and piles of hose there. There's no way we'd be able to fit that much hose on the hook in our garage. I mean, I imagine he could go around his whole house a couple times with that hose. And after he untangles himself from this, what looks like a big green pile of spaghetti, he picks up the end of the hose. Well, he's got to find the end first. He grabs a strand of hose and he eventually finds the yellow nozzle there. He turns on the hose, or there's a little faucet there, which is a metal pipe nailed to a wooden post. This reminds me of when I was a little kid. We used to water flowers, and we had this faucet thing right next to our deck, and we would, like, Dad would let me turn it on and put the watering can underneath it and refill it, and we'd water the flowers, and we'd also put the hose up there if we wanted to fill up the pool or wash the car or something. So he turns the water on. He's waiting for the water to come out, which of course is going to take a while considering how long that hose is. But it doesn't take quite as long as I thought it would to come out, because it soon starts spraying in his face. Then he jumps and he drops it. Then the hose is kind of waving around all over the place, spraying water everywhere, and Gibber's trying to catch it. He collapses on top of it, finally has a hold of it, and says, "Got you!" So he's holding the hose and he starts running away past the big pile of hose, and then we hear some music in the background, and he says, "Ice cream!" So I'm guessing there must be an ice cream truck going by, which we can't see, it's just off camera. But when I was 2 years old, I just assumed that Gibber finally got his hose, and now that he's got it, he can just leave the hose in the pool and get some ice cream while it fills up. It never occurred to me that there might be an ice cream truck going by off panel, but I assume there is, since Gibber's running pretty quick for it. That hose is so weird. When he leaves it in the pool, it's kind of still moving around like it's a snake. I mean, it's still filling the pool, that's good, but it ain't staying still all that much. Also, that jingle for the ice cream truck, is that like a common sound effect that they used in multiple cartoons and shows? I feel like I've heard this one somewhere else before.
Ice cream! There's something about that sound that just makes your mouth water. And makes your feet set Olympic records in the 100-yard dash. Tuesday on the Travel Channel. Ice cream. On a truck, in a store, off our hands. We'll eat it anywhere. So come along and visit some of our favorite ice cream palaces. Tuesday at 8, only on the Travel Channel.
That's where I've heard it before, that Travel Channel commercial. I wasn't sure at first because the pitch was a little bit different, but I'm pretty sure it's that same music track. They sound very much alike. Yeah, back in 2004, the Travel Channel used to have a really cool show called Food Crazy, and every week they would show different food-related travels. Like one week they would do snack factories, one week they would do ice cream shops, or ballpark food vendors, or hot dog places. It was a really cool show. I enjoyed that. I'm sorry about the low quality of that recording. I just held my phone up to the TV and played it. I didn't feel like doing a big long transfer right now, so I just did it that way. So anyway, Kipper got some ice cream, and it looks like a vanilla cone. They have bandage on Kipper's forehead. It almost looks like he has two on there to make like a T shape. I'm not quite sure why you would need two, because like the fuzzy parts would just be in the middle. So if you put another one on top of it right down the middle like that, then that would just be another fuzzy square right on top of the first one with the rubber in between. So I don't see how that could help. And Kipper's just walking along, enjoying his ice cream cone. Looks like a soft serve swirl cone there. And the ice cream's melting in the sun, and it's dripping on the ground. And Kipper's very quickly trying to slurp up all the ice cream as it's dripping down. And then he kind of loses control and he dumps the rest of the ice cream on his face. Oh, even got his bandage sticky. Yuck. Might want to rinse off with that hose. He looks inside his ice cream cone, it's empty now, and he starts eating the cone. When I was little, I didn't even know you could do that. I thought an ice cream cone was just a cup that you put in. I didn't know they were edible. I thought it looked kind of weird at first seeing Kipper eat this thing. And he licks the rest of the ice cream off his fingers, and he's all done now. And the stuff that was on his face, he didn't lick all that up, he just kind of shook it off.